Action.
Okay, we're back. So, how does being a made man define you?
Well, I don't think necessarily being a man or even being a made man defines who I am. I'm defined by the work which we put in the community. I'm defined by the way that my family loves me. I'm defined by my mentees. I'm defined by our work. So I don't think necessarily a title defines who you are, but what defines you is the work that you put in. And that's what's going to be our legacy. It's not going to be our titles, but it's going to be the actual work that we've done and that we continue to do day after day.
Definitely. Now, in that work that you do, you have made some great strides as a young man, being a mayor, with your position with 100 and all the other things you've accomplished,
Yes,
you know,
ma'am.
college, and the list goes on. So you're definitely a made man. What have been the challenges for you to be in this position? What sacrifices have you gone through?
Oh, there's been a great deal. So I'm the youngest individual ever elected in my city's history. And I'm also the youngest chapter president out of all the 100 Black men chapters. Thank you.
Legacy.
So sometimes being younger comes with different challenges because individuals believe sometimes that you have to work twice as hard in order to believe that you deserve to be in the room. Also, when you look at the differing in demographics from generational perspectives, being able to relate to others or have others relate to you in a respectful manner is something that's challenging. So I like to consider myself a people's person. I like to consider myself a quote-unquote man of the people, and I have no problems or no qualms of going anywhere, wherever, at any time, and talking to whomever at any time, and that can be a gift and a curse because sometimes the individuals who I like to hang around with or interact with or talk to aren't the people who come into the boardrooms or who come into the city council meetings. So getting their perspective conveyed and understood to others who may not quite understand what their perspective is can be challenging.
So being that bridge.
Yeah, it's always difficult, but not only that, when you look at the fact of age and also race in different positions in the city of Charlottesville where I live, as I alluded to, I'm the youngest individual ever elected, but I'm only the 7th Black person ever elected. So when you look at trying to have an entire city understand the perspective of not only these people, but also the people from throughout the city having such high expectations that you're supposed to do everything all of the time, it can be challenging, but I think this is what God put us here for. I was having a conversation with Andrew Young yesterday, and he was saying patience is key, but always be patient with the people, but not patient with progress, because progress always has to be pushed forward. So, when you think about it from that perspective, challenges are always going to arise, but it's about how you respond to the challenges, and I like challenges.
Can you identify in one sentence where you get your drive from?
Oh, God. God, and I would say my community.
I love it. I love it. So, looking at made men, obviously women want to be a part of this world on some level or another. What sort of woman do you, as a made man, what do you look for in a woman, in a partner?
Yeah, well, I think first of all, we have to understand that there's nothing that a man can do without a woman. And I think that's very important for us to understand. I think it's also, personally, my life has become a lot easier once I've realized that women are a lot smarter than men. So once you can just kind of understand that there's a whole different level of skill set there, and let's work together and not think that we have to quote unquote control women or think that we know more than women. That makes things a lot easier. So understanding those two things first. But the kind of woman in which I look for when I think about my wife, a caring individual, incredibly intelligent individual, but also one who is willing to put up with all of the things that come with me, which is very difficult. When you talk about the psyche of the strong woman, specifically the strong Black woman, there is no other being on this planet like the African American female. There's no other being on this planet like the Black woman. And from a caring perspective, from a persevering perspective, from an intellectual perspective, from a challenging perspective, those are all qualities that I think push us to be greater. And some men can't handle that, but I think it definitely takes a made man to be able to handle the Black woman, and I'm very appreciative of it.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for taking your time.
Yes, ma'am.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.